like, as you said, the ingredients that we must have in order to enter this love race. Once you have the preparation, once you have a right partner, and you have also this beautiful information like you are providing, what is this possible connection about, then these chemicals bring that, they finally arrive and suddenly you're in it. So it's incredible because then you can let go of the technique, it seems, meaning
Totally.
once you arrive with all prepared,
Oh, totally.
then the technique can release, but
Right.
and then you enter that space.
And it's just, and from there it's just discovery and creation and
Oh,
playing and keep expanding that conscious state
oh, that's fantastic.
that you're in. Yeah.
So this is super fun. So let's just say most of us probably are just entering the bedroom and doing some very mechanical love making, which is probably pleasant at some for that little moment
Right,
or
that
few
would be
minutes.
The second purpose of sex.
The second purpose of sex is what we're exercising mostly, but so it's very fun to be able to ask you because you spend a lot of time in that different dimension where
Yes.
those chemicals were already present and you were able to maintain it with your lover. So you spend a lot of time in that very creative love flow. Can you tell us about the colors of two lovers in that state? Like, what's happening when these two beings are in that state? Because it's obvious that they're no longer themselves typically. They're already altered. So I'm curious what happened to you and Nimbus when you entered into a different realm of yourself together and you met there. What was there? What did you guys find?
I feel like you lose yourself to the other. You're in this surrender and devotion to the other so deeply that you literally, like, I am the offering for his pleasure. He is the offering for my pleasure. And now we are dancing at the altar of life.
Right.
And that is probably the best way
It's so
I
cool.
can describe it. Yeah.
Wow.
So it that surrender, that devotion, is the gift. I'll say that again. That surrender, that devotion is the gift to one another that really creates that dynamic that takes you into the I am bliss stratosphere.
Curious, most of us probably wonder how accessible it is for us to learn the technique. Let's just say we do have a partner, but I'm curious about the time investment and the learning of the technique. Can every person learn this?
Every person can learn this. And we do have a 30-day transformation that can give you tools to learn, grow, understand your body as a temple, and expand into this consciousness a little bit deeper. So there are ways, but mostly I think it's the most important for all of us is the knowing that this is possible. That it is possible for you to find your mystic mate, and it is possible that you can take each other into the most blissful states of pleasure and ecstasy that will bleed into your beautiful life and in all the things you do. And this will automatically bring more joy, more juice, more power, more beauty, and more love on the planet. So I think one of the greatest tools that we are delivering through this information and just through being us is inspiring people that this is possible. So knowing that this is possible for you and everyone, I think can sprout a beautiful seed of wonder and beauty for people to reach and find and explore.
Wow, Varshana, thank you for making it available to all of us and creating that vision, the longer, the bigger, the wider panoramic view of what is possible for us to experience with our lovers and experience for ourselves. I definitely feel like after hearing what you've said, I no longer perceive the orgasm to be the goal, and the ecstatic
Jing.
peak. The peaks are not the peak. The climax of lovemaking, it doesn't seem anymore as interesting, or it doesn't seem to be as important. So I already feel
one of our big tools, and you're right for bringing this up, is you just, leave your shoes at the door, like we said, and look at your partner and go, there's no goal tonight. There is no goal. There is just infinite giving of pleasure, of back and forth, in whatever form that translates in our exchange. And so to sit in the no goal is such a beautiful feeling. There's a lot of freedom there. Your whole being will kind of reconfigure around this idea of there's no goal except the understanding of devoting yourself and surrendering yourself to the other being. And if those pieces are there and there's no goal that needs to be met by either one of you, your exploration can expound. It can expound infinitely from that place. So,
well, would you say, is this almost like a meditation practice?
The best meditation practice I've ever had.
Sounds like it.
The best meditation practice I know of. And I grew up meditating, and I grew up in Bhakti Yoga, and I'm a yoga practitioner and meditated for years, and nothing touches this shit, baby.
Wow,
it is one of the most profound meditations I have found to go into. The benefits of it are far beyond anything else I've ever practiced.
Yeah, it sounds like the fuel for that kind of meditation practice is so much different than just our will and desire to become a better human being. It seems like you're fueling it from a different place.
It's fucking fun, okay? Like, it's not, it's wild, it's fun, it's passionate, it's not like strenuous or like just super disciplined or, it's not like, it's pure fun and magic, and, it's just a different realm of meditation, and to me it's way more fucking fun.
So I know you a little bit. Varshana has this interesting thing about her, and because I know, I'm gonna just use my personal knowing of you. You have this a specific thing that you do for Nimbus, and you prepare in a very interesting way for his coming. And I was curious if you could just talk about it a little bit.
You mean if and when he chooses to orgasm?
No, actually about I was specifically thinking about how uniquely you prepare for when he's coming home to visit to be with you.
So when we have an evening together, I've literally prepared for him in my mind during the day. I've created some longing. I've also created some energy back and forth. It might be a sexy text, a beautiful picture I sent him. I can't wait to see you tonight. I want you so bad, So there's a playfulness before he even arrives. And my body is a temple, and so it is always cleaned and oiled and ready for him. And I always dress my best, and I often will create different expressions of myself. If I'm more feline that night, you might see a little kitty cat. If I'm more princess or fairy, or I definitely allow my being to be fully expressed in all kinds of ways. Sometimes I'm his dominatrix, his divine whore with a little riding crop in hand. And sometimes, you know, I'm really a playful fairy and all sparkles, and it's a totally different energy. So I step into an aspect of myself that I would like to deliver to him, something new, something maybe he hasn't seen or experienced before. And so I dress in that way, and I deliver that character of myself. And I always cook a beautiful meal for him and make a elixir kind of sensual drink for him. And I have my own little pot plants that I grow, and sometimes I'll roll a little joint, and we play the night away. And it can unfold in many, many different ways. It's always different because we're always showing up in a little bit of a different mood. And he always comes with his finest, dressed in his jewels and ready to take me all night if that's what's going on.
Wonderful. What would you recommend to those of us who have never prepared for the lover, and we just came from work and we may not feel exactly that we're in a space to create a ritual with our partner? So I'm curious if you have any thoughts on that.
Well, you have to be devoted to putting your shoes at the door, like I said. So no matter what's going on, you could have the gnarliest dilemma. You could be completely disheveled. You could have, like, you know, and you still shower, and you still make yourself feel beautiful, and you still show up in your highest self, even if there's a heaviness to it, and you need to talk about it or whatever. You talk about it and let it move on, so you can then be present with your highest self. So it is to strive to bring your highest self to that person, no matter what's going on. So you do have to discipline yourself.
That's amazing.
Put your shoes at the door. I mean, something totally heavy could have happened. You're like, the sewer system blew up. I was dealing with shit all day.
Yeah.
and you're like fried, but you know, so sometimes you need to talk about it a little bit and go, oh my God, this is what happened. I just need to, and I need your feedback, and you know, and then you kind of go, after you've talked about it, you take that deep breath and have your drink together and step in your highest again.
Wow, I think
So
you're reframing the dynamic of the relationship for most of us.
So thank you so much, all you quantum mergers, all you mystic hard, mystic hot people out there. Thank you for tuning in and letting us share such incredible juiciness about life, and being part of the new revolution of love. Thank you for being part of that. And we welcome anyone and everyone to share their stories and conversations about love and sex. So thank you, all my love. Love Nimbus, love Varshana. Thank you so much.